Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Nintendo, and boy do we have a lot to talk about. But before we start, I just want to ask, can you subscribe? Thanks. Alright, let's get into the video now. So Nintendo is kind of being big poopy stinky meanie heads out there. These last few weeks have been very, bad for Nintendo in some cases. Actually, in all the cases, pretty much everything has gotten backlash. And for some reason, it kind of feels like Nintendo is, against its community at this point. It kind of feels like they're trying to fight us for some reason. But let's get into all the shit that's going on. So this is actually a little older now. This happened back on I think like the 19th or something in November. So it was about like 3 weeks ago, I think. And Nintendo actually sent out a cease and desist to a tournament company named Big House. Now, the Big House is pretty well known in the Smash community. They have a lot of tournaments throughout the year, and they're pretty well known, pretty big, no pun intended. However, this tournament is different, obviously due to the stuff going on with COVID. We can't have these big gatherings and events like we used to. So the Big House decided, you know what, there's a way around this. There's actually something called Slippy.gg, or it's called the Slippy mod. This mod basically, all it does is it allows online play for Melee. So it was a good substitute. They can't have an in-person event, so they do it online. However, Nintendo stepped in and said that's a big no-no there, Mister. The reason they did this was because to use Slippy, they had to use an emulated version of the game. And Nintendo said, what's that? You're trying to, emulate a 20-year-old game that we don't sell and manufacture anymore? Sorry, you can't have that happen. So, we're just going to force you to shut down your tournament this year. Sorry. This caused so much backlash online, There's a hashtag on Twitter a while ago. I don't know if it's probably not trending now, but it's still pretty strong, and it's hashtag free Melee or hashtag save Smash. Because Nintendo decided to say, nope, you guys can't use emulated versions of games that we don't sell anymore. Sorry. But well, yeah, we're just getting started. There's a lot more to talk about. Nintendo, again, being pretty big meanie heads, have actually done something like recent, as in like a day or two ago. So let's go ahead and get into the smaller one. I guess you could say smaller. It was pretty big, but people are very 50-50 on this. So there is this dude who makes custom Joy-Con like shells, and he made a special shell themed after Etika, who has unfortunately taken his life last year. So we decided to make special Joy-Cons, kind of in honor of his life, and his legacy as Etika. So I made these special custom shells, and on it they had Joy-Con boys, because I think that was his thing or something. I wasn't super, I wasn't, not that I wasn't a fan, but I didn't really watch Etika, so I don't really know, like, what the Joy-Con boys are. It's like his thing. I think that's like what he calls, like, his fan base or whatever. And if I'm wrong, excuse my ignorance. But Nintendo, they came in and they saw this and they said, you have to stop sales of this product. Now, the big reason was for copyright issues, and this only happened because on the Joy-Con shell, there was the word Joy-Con boys, and obviously the Joy-Cons are a copyrighted thing by Nintendo, so having that on the shell, was a bit of a problem. Now, the big reason that people got really upset about this was because all of the proceeds were actually going to a charity. They were going to an organization that was aiming to help, help with mental health and, prevent suicide in young teens and adults, which is a really nice thing to do, and they were making a lot of money. I think they raised like $25,000 before they had to stop sales. So that was quite a bit of money that they raised for this charity. Now again, it's kind of heads and tails how people are perceiving this. A lot of people are angry, and a lot of people are like, well, Nintendo's kind of in the right for this. And, me personally, I think Nintendo, probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, yes, they have every right to, but in all honesty, they probably shouldn't. The big reason was because this person who was making these custom shells has made custom shells before, and he wasn't required to stop the sales of any of his other custom shells, just the Etika ones, because it had the word Joy-Con on it. And then that becomes like a legality problem, and you know, whatever. So that's kind of my, that's my piece on that little Etika thing. But I didn't want to go super in depth because it's very heads or tails. You know, like people are very mixed about it. But that's my take on the whole special Etika Joy-Cons or whatever. Let's get to the last topic. That's pretty crazy. So apparently Nintendo was going to be hosting a Splatoon 2 like tournament or whatever. And after like all the teams that were signing up, it was actually calculated that 30% of the teams had Smash Brothers or Melee in their name. Now, obviously this was because of the whole, canceling of the Melee tournament. So a lot of them had like free Melee or like just a straight up hashtag free Melee, or just it was something Smash Brothers related. So what was Nintendo's response to this? Did they force resubmission to change their name? Did they ban these teams? No, they didn't do that. They just canceled the live stream. The event is still going to happen. I'm pretty sure the tournament is still on, but the live stream, it has been canceled. Now it's pretty clear why the live stream has been canceled and not just the whole tournament. It's because obviously Nintendo, they don't want people spreading their word, like they don't want the people spreading the word about Melee or whatever, even though so many fucking people know it. So they decide, sorry Splatoon 2 fans, no live stream for you, everybody else ruined it. At this point it really just feels like Nintendo is just like trying to fight their community. It's like they're trying to fight the consumers, which is, probably not the smartest idea for a company to fight back with their consumers. But what else can you do when your consumers are using their freedom of speech and fighting back by, trying to spread awareness to the bullshittery that you're doing? Like, going back to the Melee tournament, that was just so fucking ridiculous. Like, if this was a newer game that was using emulation, I could see that, I could kind of see why they would do it. Obviously, they don't want people pirating their newer games because, that loses their money. But they're emulating a fucking GameCube era game. And a game that was released 19 years ago. This game isn't even being manufactured anymore. People can't go to their local GameStop and buy a brand new, fresh copy of Melee to play. And believe it or not, a lot of people still emulate this game anyway. It's not like they took down the mod or anything either. Because the Slippy mod is still up there. You could, like, if you really wanted to, you can go ahead, find a ROM of Melee, download it and play it on an emulator, and use the Slippy mod so you could play online. They didn't take it down, and like, I feel like if they really cared, like, that much about this mod, they would have taken it down. But again, it's a game that's dead, well, not dead, but it's just not being made. And then with the Splatoon, the Splatoon 2 live stream being canceled because of this shit, like, come on, really? You're gonna be that much of a bitch about it? Like, you're that afraid of people spreading the word and bringing awareness to this, so you just decide, you know what, no live stream for anybody else because, you know what, we don't want people to see this. It's like, this is their way of trying to censor us, It's kind of like they're trying to do damage control and trying to get this, to be, oh, it's all water under the bridge now, we're all good. But, clearly, we still have some concerns and problems here. And, believe it or not, Nintendo, you canceling the Splatoon 2 final live stream isn't really helping your case here. If anything, you've probably just done more damage to yourself. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Nintendo is, pretty much, being little big meanie heads, for some reason. They don't like us playing their games, They don't like us watching their games on, on YouTube or whatever. I don't really think Nintendo likes us, you guys. I mean, like, it's not the reason we're not the reason that they're, still in business or anything. It's not like we're their consumers who are buying their products, But regardless, they'll do what they want to do, I guess. Stop being a big fucking bitch, Nintendo. Goodbye.